Can you hear me?
Tonight on Week 2 of the Fox 14 Press Box, the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons welcome in former SEK rival Chanute in their home opener. Colgan and Galena meet in a classic CNC rivalry, while Columbus aims for its first win against Field Kindley. On the Missouri side, the Joplin Eagles and Carthage Tigers both hit the field, aiming to stay perfect through 3 weeks. Webb City head coach John Roderick tries to pick up his 300th career win with the Cardinals hosting the Republic Tigers. And McDonald County aims to make it back-to-back wins against Lamar, while the Tigers try to avenge their only loss from 2020. This is the four states' only 30-minute high school football highlights show. This is the Fox 14 Press Box, and it starts right now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into Week 2 of Press Box here on Fox 14. I'm Fox 14 Sports Director Jacob Leonard. Here beside me, as always, is Danny Terzer.
This week is Week 3 on the Missouri side, but we're going to start in southeast Kansas, and the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons playing their home opener tonight against the Chanute Blue Comets.
Now, the Purple Dragons aim for a 2-0 start to the season after beating Labette County last week, while Chanute tries to pick up its first win of the year. Now, this was a defensive battle early. Cooper Hayden steps in for the interception for Pittsburgh. Game scoreless at that point. Early second quarter, Hayden to Austin McKechnie. Ball knocked loose. After it bounces around a little bit, Cam Custer jumps on it for Chanute. But McKechnie made up for it quickly. Just a minute or so later, McKechnie gets the interception through the crowd for the pick six. Purple Dragons get the first score to go up 7. Now, the Chanute defense also stayed solid. Colton Lacrone blowing up the play on third down. We go to half with Pittsburgh up 7-0. But the third quarter, that's when the Chanute offense gets going. Check out Ty Leedy here up the middle. Breaks loose. Leedy scoots about 70 yards in for the touchdown. We have a 7-7 ball game. Now Pittsburgh would fumble on the ensuing kickoff, and Chanute takes advantage. Quarterback Eric Erb finds Cam Custer for the 3-yard touchdown. Custer would add a pick 6 in the fourth. Chanute comes to Pittsburgh and knocks off the Purple Dragons 21-7. Now the Frontenac Raiders, fresh off a 20-0 shutout win over Columbus in Week 1, on the road tonight for an interstate matchup against Coweta, Oklahoma. Tough one for Frontenac tonight. They fall 42-6. The Raiders will stay on the road next week for a Thursday night game facing the Colgan Panthers.
On the Missouri side, the Joplin Eagles are on the road tonight, aiming for a 3-0 start against Ozark. Late in the second, Ozark with the ball, but Evan Overstreet comes up with the interception. Joplin up 35-7 at the break. Second half, Ozark comes out of the half with some life. A pitch to the Tigers, Caden Powers picks up some positive yards. Then Jake Beats for Ozarks with a nice play, gets the first down, keeps the drive alive. Then on 2nd and 16, Brady Dodd fires to Jace Easley. Ozark moves the chains again. 4th and 12, Yael Herrera breaks up the pass. Turnover on downs, and Joplin picks up right where it left off. Drew Van Gilder and Quentin Renfro pick up some tough rushing yards. The Eagles punch it in once more to win 42-7.
Well, the Webb City Cardinals are back home this evening with a COC matchup against Republic.
It could be a historic night for Webb City head coach John Roderick, who has 299 career wins coming into the evening. The Cardinals aim to get Roderick to 300 tonight and pick up back-to-back wins after topping Neo Show a week ago. First Webb City drive, Cade Wilson finds a hole right down the middle. Nobody around. He's got the first touchdown of the game. Then Gavin Beckner scrambling here. Braxton Scherber pulls him down for the sack. That will be a turnover on downs. So Webb City's ball, but not for long. Ball gets loose. Beckner recovers the fumble for Republic. Tigers end up having to punt, but the punt is mishandled. Webb City on the 11-yard line now. Dupree Jackson does the rest. Touchdown Cardinals. It's 14-0. And Webb City finishes the job 56-20. And Roderick celebrates win number 300.
We are actually joined now by Webb City head coach John Roderick, the newest member of the 300 Win Club. First off, Coach, 25 years in the making, man. How does it feel to sit there as we speak, 300 wins?
Feels really good. I feel kind of old now, I guess. I really was a young guy when I started this thing, but the one thing I just feel so thankful, so blessed. Just to have had the opportunity to coach so many great players and great people. I've worked with some of the finest people that I know in my life and in my world are guys that I've coached with, or I've coached and become really really close to after their playing days, and some of those parents, our school administration and our community. If there was one word, it'd be blessed or thankful. It seems kind of surreal, I guess, right now, just thinking about it, because it does. When you coach long enough and you have great people around you, things work out really well.
How much would you say the game has changed from your first win now to your 300th?
Danny, for us, it probably hadn't, like, our offense hasn't changed a whole lot. That's one thing I think people kind of laugh about that, but the game has certainly changed a lot. I can think back, it wouldn't be like specific things I could tell you, but I remember certain times we started scratching our heads saying, man, we've got to defend, 5 wide receivers, or now, we got to defend teams that are really good spread teams that run the ball, because, it's kind of everything kind of transitions. And this year it seems like we have teams that want to run the ball back, so I think things come in cycles a little bit. Kids, some of the funnest times I've had as a coach, or just spending time with the kids, being in the locker room, maybe on a bus after practice, something like that. And, we've got a great group of kids this year. And I think back and, 20 years ago or 25 years ago, I mean, the kids are just really what makes it worthwhile, makes it special.
Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to join us. Congratulations once again, 300 wins to just 29 losses, 90% of your games. Coach, I appreciate you coming on to join us. Good luck next week at Carthage.
It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate you guys being there tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. We'll talk to you later.
Elsewhere in the COC, the Carthage Tigers are on the road against Neosho, aiming tonight for their 3rd straight win. Tigers off to a good start in the first. The pitch to Luke Gall. He gets to the outside, straight to the end zone. Carthage up 7-0. Still keeping the streak going, Caden Cabans hooks up with Brett Rockers for the 24-yard score. Tigers get the lead to double digits. End of the first quarter, the Tigers keep the momentum high. Caden Cabans keeps the ball and runs it in. All Carthage tonight. Tigers win 71-14. In the Big 8 tonight, the Lamar Tigers are at home facing McDonald County.
Now this one, of course, is a big one. Both teams are 2-0, and Lamar is aiming for a bit of revenge this time around. The Mustangs, only team to beat the Tigers last season. It was Lamar's only loss on their way to the Class II state title. Logan Crockett through traffic on the right side. Lamar takes an early 6-0 lead. Sticking around in the first quarter, Crockett again, his 2nd score of the night. Home team up 12 now. We'll move into the second quarter. Mustangs get on the board. Quarterback Cole Martin fakes the handoff and keeps it up the middle. At that point, cuts the lead to 19-7 Lamar, but the Tigers pull away after that. Austin Wilkerson sheds a tackle and scores. Lamar gets revenge on McDonald County and gets to 3-0, 31-7. Staying in the Big 8, the Nevada Tigers, they've been really good. They're 2-0, and they've scored 106 points in those 2 games. Now, they didn't score 50 tonight, but they did win. Nevada gets to 3-0, beating Cassville 46-20. That brings us to our first break here on Pressbox. When we come back, the Carl Junction Bulldogs return home to face Branson.
Plus, Columbus aims for its first win against Field Kinley, while Galena hosts a CNC showdown against Colgan. We'll have those highlights and more when we come back. The Carl Junction Bulldogs are 1-1 to start the season. Last week, the Bulldogs suffered their first loss of the year, getting shut out by Carthage. Tonight, CJ aims to get back on track with a home game against Branson. 1 minute remaining in the second quarter, Kyler Perry finds Dexter Merrill for the touchdown. And that puts CJ up 20-0 right before the half. Start of the third here. Here come the Bulldogs. Nice kickoff return leads to this. Perry looking down the field. Aiden Bard with the catch. 2 plays and they're in the red zone. Then on 4th down, Perry pitches it to Tony Stewart. He gets in the end zone less than 2 minutes into the quarter. But Branson has an answer this time. Perry's throw is intercepted. Carter Jenkins takes it all the way for the pick 6. Pirates on the board, but Carl Junction holds on 33-7.
Well, how about the Diamond Wildcats? Diamond off to a 2-0 start for the first time since 2016 after beating Ash Grove and Pierce City in their first 2. Now tonight the Wildcats host Lighthouse Christian. Diamond only gets 3 in this one tonight, falling 20-3. On the Kansas side, the Galena Bulldogs host a CNC rivalry game tonight against the Colgan Panthers. Now, this one, as you know, always a fun and physical game. Both teams tonight aiming for their first win of the season. Early first quarter, Dawson Mooney, 1-yard touchdown. Galena has the first score of the game. Second quarter now, Aiden Fleming going deep to Tucker Harrell. Game all tied up at 6. Now check this out. With just 1 second remaining in the second quarter, Galena quarterback Brett Sarwinski gets in there for the score. They would add the 2-point conversion. Bulldogs up 14-6 at half. Galena goes on to top Colgan 20-12. Well, Girard Trojans hammered Colgan last week 33-7 in their season opener. Girard trying to get to 2-0 tonight on the road against Baxter Springs. No problem for the Trojans this evening. They win 49-0. Girard will try to make it 4 in a row next week at home against Columbus. Well, Southeast Lancers at home this week, aiming for a 2-0 start against Jayhawk Lynn. That game is final. Southeast gets the shutout this evening to get to 2-0, 37-0.
Speaking of Columbus, the Titans play their home opener tonight, hosting the Field Kinley Golden Tornado. Columbus was shut out in their season opener last Saturday, falling to Frontenac 20-0. Field Kinley is also looking for their first win of the season after a shutout loss at Augusta last Friday. Early in the first, Brett Hamilton with a pass to Cade Saporito for the touchdown. That puts Columbus in front. Field Kinley with the ball now, but not for long. The misplaced handoff leads to a Columbus fumble recovery. Columbus takes no time to capitalize with a pass to Cole Minor here for the touchdown. Halfway through the second now, Columbus with the ball again. 3rd and long. Hamilton looking for Saporito down the field. He catches this one in bounds, and that will move the chains. This time, he's going to Cole Minor. Minor jukes one here, gets into the end zone to extend the lead. Titans get their first win tonight over Coffeyville, 40-8. The Parsons Vikings got off to a good start last week, winning a defensive battle against Anderson County 13-6. Parsons aims for a 2-0 start tonight against Iola. The Vikings get another big one, 32-14. Parsons is on the road for the first time next week, facing Prairie View. When we come back, the Seneca Indians try to get to 3-0 in their first season under head coach Cody Hilburn. We'll have the highlights. As we go to break, here are a few more scores from tonight's action in Southeast Kansas.
Well, Seneca Indians are off to a hot start in their first season under head coach Cody Hilburn. The Indians are 2-0 with wins over Marshfield and Logan Rogersville. Now tonight, Seneca tries to stay perfect at home against Hollister. We're starting the second half. Luke Kalovich finds Blake Russell. Got a little space on the outside, untouched all the way into the end zone. Tigers get the lead to 30-21. Now Seneca trying to gain some ground here. Ethan Fritchie to Jackson Mars. He's in for the score. Indians within 3 now at 30-27. But we'll go to the fourth. Hollister still leads. Kalovich charges in. Team effort to get the touchdown there. that point, it's 36-27. Tigers go on to win this one 42-27.
The East Newton Patriots picked up a big win last week, going on the road to beat Mount Vernon 21-14. For the Patriots, it was their first win over Mount Vernon since 2008. East Newton tries to make it back-to-back wins tonight, hitting the road to face Monet. This one a defensive struggle. Patriots facing 3rd and 11. Harrison Harriman flashes into the backfield and gets the sack. But the Pats not giving an inch either. Mason Haley surging through to get the tackle for a loss. The Cubs would eventually work the ball into the red zone. Ethan Umfleet on the end around. Nobody catches him, gets to the corner and scores the game's first touchdown. Ensuing kickoff, East Newton with a little trickery. Easton Schrader hands to Shane Rollins, who hands it off again. The Patriots get into Monet territory, but the Cubs get the shutout 14-0 for their first win of the year.
The Fort Scott Tigers are at home tonight, aiming for their first win of the year. Fort Scott, of course, coming off a shutout loss at Summit Christian. At home this week, facing the Butler Bears out of Missouri. Now, this one was close, but Butler wins it by 9, 31-22. Terza, we're at the part of the show now where I talk about my hometown. You get used to it, all right? Yates Center aiming for a 2-0 start at home against Altoona Midway. Wildcats win it 60-0. Yates Center will be back on the road next week facing St. Paul. So, Danny, you know how I said last week that I feel bad that I get to talk about my hometown every week, but since you're from Jersey, you don't really get to. We write this show, all right, so we can do it one. Give your school some love, put it on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and make your friends happy. Go ahead.
Yes, I will gladly. The Chatham Cougars will be on the field tomorrow for their home opener against the Jefferson Falcons. The Cougars are 1-0 to start the year after beating the Orange Tornadoes 43-7 last week. Tomorrow's game begins at 2 o'clock. Chatham, you better show up.
Did that feel good? You think they're gonna like that back home?
I think they're gonna love it.
Maybe we'll do it again then. Anyways, when we come back, we're gonna wrap up the show in Riverton, plus take a look at what's coming up tomorrow. But as we go to break, here are a few more of tonight's scores out of Southwest Missouri. Welcome back to our final segment of the night here on Pressbox. We have an interstate matchup tonight in Riverton between a pair of teams who have looked pretty good early in the season.
The Riverton Rams host the Quapaw Wildcats this evening, aiming for a 2-0 start. Quapaw is already 2-0 coming into the night. The Wildcats have held those opponents to just 12 total points. In the third, running back Derek Larison with a 2-yard touchdown to extend the lead. It's 25-14 Riverton. And then in the fourth quarter, Quapaw couldn't get enough offense going. Larison, big block here to shut down the Wildcats. Each team managed to grind out another touchdown later in the game, but Riverton takes the win over Quapaw 32-20.
How about the Miami War Dogs? They're 2-0 for the first time since 2005. Trying to make it 3-0 tonight on the road against Verdigris. Miami doesn't score tonight, falling 56-0. Well, we are almost out of time tonight, but before we go, we have a poll tonight. We're asking you for the performance of the week. Is it Chanute beating Pittsburgh to snap an 11-game losing streak against the Dragons, or Webb City, of course, getting head coach John Roderick win number 300? Or is it Galena, big 20-12 rivalry win over Colgan? To vote, just go to koamnews.now.com/vote. It will be open until Sunday morning.
That does it for us here tonight. If you missed anything, we'll have all of our highlights posted on our website later this evening. You can also check out the full replay of the show on the 4 States CW Sunday afternoon at 12:30.
For now, though, we have to run. Don't forget local college football tomorrow. Both Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern at home. Southern plays at 2. Pittsburgh State plays at 7. We're going to have it all covered on KOAM tomorrow night. Thanks for staying up late with us. She's Danny. I'm Jacob. We'll see you right back here next Friday.